welcome back to Just One Question 2.0. And I am thrilled, as always, to reconnect with my dear friend Glenn Llopis, who is with us today from a secret location in North Carolina, where I understand he's moving. Glenn, if you don't know him, toiled in the corporate world for many years. He was an entrepreneur, very successful, and is currently the president of GLLG and founder of the Age of Personalization Movement. And he's written 4 books, the latest of which is Unleashing Individuality, which connects obviously with this age of personalization idea. So that's why I've got him on. I want to hear more about that. But first of all, Glenn, tell us how you're doing.
I'm doing great, Nick. So glad to reconnect with you. Just one question really gets to the core of trying to solve big issues in a very limited amount of time, which I love this format and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Thank you so much. And let's get right to it. So what are you excited about? What is this age of personalization that you're working on?
Well, it really boils down to what everyone's experiencing, Nick, that it's become less about the institution defining the individual and much more about the individual defining the process towards a shared mission. I mean, it's incredible that it took a pandemic to enable what is now the inevitable reality. The individual has control, the employee has control, large institutions have given them reason to leave, and now we're all trying to figure out how to keep them, let alone trying to recruit them. And so the age of personalization is about just challenging the status quo on how we learn, work, lead, and conduct business.
That's fantastic. And give us just one example of, let's say I'm an enlightened leader and I believe in the things that you say, and I want to do something to unleash the individual power in my organization in ways that it hasn't been before. What's one thing I should start thinking about to make that happen?
I'm just going to give you 5 simple questions. And here it comes. Who do you let in? Like if you're in decision-making planning mode, who do you let in? In fact, how do you see those you let in? Who do you let them be? What do you let them do? And how do you let them do it? You see, in the age of standardization, we wouldn't be even thinking about those things because people would have to stay inside the box that they've been given to do what they're being told to do. But in today's age of personalization, it's not just about your experience, it's about your life experiences. It's about knowing who you are as an individual and how you can best contribute. But as you know, we typically ignore outsiders, contrary voices. We see people in very limited ways. And we, in fact, force them to assimilate so that they feel as if they're moving up the ladder when all they're doing is becoming a puppet in the process. And so we need to immune people from these old, outdated standards of the past. And so when you ask these 5 questions, this is how you really begin to not only break down the components of what individuality is all about, but you're actually measuring inclusion at the same time.
I love this because there's so much talk about diversity, but you're absolutely right. When we get down to it, diversity is often hard for organizations because we don't want to let in other voices that might actually make us think differently or make us do something differently or might make us change our direction. So those things are hard for organizations to do. And so we pay a lot of lip service to it, but in fact, doing it is another thing altogether. So I love those questions. That's a great place to start. So thank you, Glenn Llopis. It is always fantastic to see you and to connect with you. And from your mouth to God's ear, let us get the age of personalization underway. Glenn Llopis, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nick. Always a pleasure.